welcome. Another beautiful day, another EBX discussion, and I welcome those. I thank you, my soldiers and soldierettes, for coming in. Soldierettes, for coming in to another EBX discussion. I give honors to my ancestors always. Love thy mother, love thy father, love thy brother, love thy sister. And I do that all the time because it's not all of our faults, brothers and sisters, that having battles with themselves. It's not all their fault. So that's why I always say love thy brother, love thy sister. And in the future, in days to come, you'll see why I do that, as well as many other things I do. And any of our families, anyone that passed or transitioned that we held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. And may all of our families, may they prosper, and everything we touch turn to gold. And today we're gonna talk about when you're living a righteous life, it becomes second nature. You know, it's a beautiful thing to be able to do that when you're living righteous. I mean, it feels so good. I gotta say it again, ladies and gentlemen. And I thank those before I go on. I thank those that takes the time to listen to Brother EBX. Whether you react or you listen for a while or just a minute, if you got a couple words and you learn something, one has done my job. And that's what I always center us and bring us back. Never forget what we started, why we started this walk to begin with. We can't take any detours. We can't stop. We got to keep going because there's always a greater, bigger picture before us. There's always greater things that we have to pay attention to because things are getting sneaky in this spiritual realm. You have those in high places that want to taint our spiritual world, want to fuck with our spiritual world, inner and outer. You know, I said this before, you know, the tactic that the devil always uses is illusions. Some things are reality. There's a lot of reality out here. But you have to be aware of the illusions because it's a lot of that too. And, you know, you'll find yourself dodging a lot of drama and a lot of bull when you stay within righteousness. Because when you have righteousness, brothers and sisters, when you study it and you don't even have to act righteous, it becomes second nature. And we gonna break it down. You know, I love to break it down. You know, righteously, when you live righteously, it's a beautiful thing. You know, you have to, you know, be positive even in the times when it's not easy. And step outside of our comfort zone. You know, that's more than just saying it. When you do it, when you live it, my brothers and sisters, those results will kick right on in. Because speaking, talking, everything that we do is good because it all starts with the mental. My soldiers and soldierettes, salute. But at some point in our lives, that great divine, that power of that universe is going to want us to take action. And that divine is not going to leave us alone when it comes to wanting us to take that action righteously. If you're a down to earth, to the pit of the soul, real, genuine brother or sister, teacher, reacher, soldier, soldierette, salute, that divine is going to want us to get up off our ass. And it is going to keep bothering us about it, as well as a lot of things that divine is going to bother us about. Because that's why it's important to be true to oneself. Because you got to fix all that fucked up shit on the inside. You hear all of us say that a lot. Because, you know, it's just take a look around. It's a lot of people not paying attention to their emotions and, instincts and impulses. Those are the three areas I study a lot because, you can take what I hear and, oh, he just babbling, he just talking. It doesn't bother me any because one has been there. I know what it's like to not be righteous and to give in to the wrong emotion and to always look for the wrong in a brother or a sister. When you come in tune with thyself, that great gift, that great power that we got from our soldiers and soldierette ancestors, they lived through principles, not laws. Everything flowed. And guess what, folks? It didn't flow from a book. It flowed from that inner space within. And it's a beautiful thing when you can get there, and you can get there. And if you might have something to say, well, how do we get to that spiritual place? How do we get to where things don't bother us and things don't have any effect on us? Well, I'm here to tell you, folks, you have to override our feelings. You have to override what we feel. And step back. We have to do this. We can do this. You can have that willpower. Because what I say, folks, once you do it one time and get a result, you're off and running. Nothing can stop you. Just stay within righteousness, no matter what. Always look for a solution. That will always help you on this walk. Always look for a solution. Don't look to argue. Don't look to, if someone disagrees with you, check yourself out. Whether it's brother or sister you're conversing with, family, etc., etc. Don't give in to an argument or anything that's distracting us on this walk. Stay on a collective, all together, brother and sister, because always keep that family spirit, no matter what people think. And that's the one thing we have to do on this walk. I have to do it. I have to say this aggressively, brothers and sisters. If we want to stay firm on this walk and stay focused on the righteous things of life and the righteous things that greater, higher force has for us, we can't give a fuck what person, place, or thing thinks about us. Let those, if it's just an example. If you run into a person, place, or thing that's trying to discourage you, and I'm talking about if they're doing it consciously and they mean to do it, because you might have some that do it unconsciously, not mean to, because we don't want to put ourselves in a paranoid state where we think everybody is out to get us, because there are good brothers and sisters out there. We have to keep that in our spirit. Sometimes it's hidden in those. That's why that great divine wants us to communicate and talk, and get through our differences. And when we talk deep with one another, or if we're listening to a speaker and they really let out what they, not what they feel, but really talk about their true experiences in their lives, and this can be brother or sister, and they're not about bullshit and they're not about entertaining and drama, and they really are pouring their heart out to you, that's like gold. That's rare. That's a rarity. But there are those out there like that. And when you're living I'm talking about a real righteous life, not acting righteous. When you're truly genuine to the pit of our soul, and we ain't playing, we will connect to the real like-minded brothers and sisters. Remember, never have doubt, never have worry. Just do what you're supposed to do. Those signs we get, pay attention to them. I always tell you, pay attention to them dreams. Go outside of ourselves. I don't mean out in the world. I mean as far as out of our comfort zone, like I said, and step into that unknown. And we have to be in that space of knowing, folks. Knowing. We have to know. Not knowing everything, but knowing thyself. Being sure of oneself and sure of one walk. Because when you walk fearlessly, that divine will show up and show out. And we're going to break down righteousness. Because, brothers and sisters, when you really do finally get there, and like I always say, this doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes studying. It takes being able to deal with your own, well, should I say our own insecurities. Once you dominate, once you conquer your insecurities, nothing can stop you. I mean, if you're not affected by things anymore and you have finally reached a success state in your mind and all you see is righteous things before you and you don't even think about it anymore, you just do it. Brother, sister, you have made it there. You have won the battle. You have won the battle. Now you just have to maintain and stay strong within the battle. Because we always got to remember, folks, being righteous is not walking on no damn cloud. You know, things are always going to be negative forces. Still have to be strong. Still have to be firm. You know, can't help those that don't want to help themselves. Now, I'm talking about those that are pretty much healthy mind, and, you know, pretty much healthy physically and somewhat spiritually, but refuse to change. You know, if we don't have an open mind and we're one-sided and we're not living a righteous life, what I always say, folks, you're going to be in a mental prison. And that's the worst prison you could ever be in. Because you don't have to worry about this shit on the outside that can imprison us. The mental, when you're stuck in a mental prison, that's worse than any prison ever in the whole wide world, especially if you take it to your grave. So time's going fast. You know, they're trying to outrun the divine's time. But the divine time, those of us brothers and sisters are real like-minded, powerful brothers and sisters out here. Salute. We're on that divine time. So time kind of slows down for us because, and why do I say that, folks? And we know time can't slow down, but I'm going to tell you something. When you're righteous and you're paying attention to things, we can almost slow time down. And you know, we all seen the movie Matrix, kind of like that, but you have to be in that space to freeze frame time. And those of us in a high vibration, when we slow time down, those are our analytical moments. Those are our quiet moments. Those are our times when we step back from that elephant and we analyze things. We break things down, and we don't just jump off impulses or what a negative force, person, place, or thing tries to send at us. That's when we slow time down. You know, that is possible. And people can hear that, but those that are not aware, they'll hear things like that, like, what the hell he talking about? Slow down time. Brothers and sisters, it's so many things that our mind can do. And the further we get on this walk, the more serious we take it, that divine will show us. You know, those that think that those of us that are reaching and teaching out here, that have a very high vibration, especially the brothers and sisters that's been doing this for a while and it's nothing to us. You know, those that are unaware, of course they're not going to understand because they're not, or overstand or understand, because they're not in that space. You have to get in that space and don't think everything is crazy. You know, that word crazy, I don't even like that word crazy. And we got to remember, folks, this language that we have, it's not even ours. You know, it's an acceptable language because you have to use, you know, quote unquote society language to, you know, to communicate and be in society. But when you become one with oneself and you come connected, or you have been connected where you still connected to them, or you have in the past to like-minded brothers and sisters, I'm talking about the powerful ones out there. When you connect with them, even if you're not talking, that spirit never leaves. And that's what a lot of us, I mean, I know we're powerful. I never say we don't think we're powerful. We very fucking powerful. But I want us to see how powerful we really are and how powerful we can really be. I'm telling you, it's magnetic, folks. The spirit that I have gotten from brothers and sisters that I have conversed with, whether it's been in life or online, brothers and sisters, that spirit is still with me. And it's with many of us. You know, we have to harness each other's strength, not use, harness, and incorporate it into our lives. And what I always say, pour it out onto those that's before us, especially our children and our youth. And that leads me to, and I want to say one more time, when we are living righteous, when we are being righteous, when we eat, sleep, and breathe righteousness, whoo, brothers and sisters, it becomes second nature. You don't have to work hard for it. And that greater creator, that great divine will just move through us, and we'll just smile for no reason. And that leads me to, we're going to break down righteousness. I'm always looking up stuff and breaking it down. And I want to reiterate, check out my book, Unlocking the Vault. And I'm going to read a page here. It's page 18. And it's 3 chapters, 3 parts to Unlocking the Vault. And you're more than welcome to go on there and check it out. I call it a book. It hasn't been published or nothing, but I do have pages written. And I'm playing around with the notion of publishing it, but I am writing, because when we think it, just do it, especially if it's righteous. Anything we want to do in this life, brothers and sisters, we can do it. Just do it. And I told a young brother this today, because I volunteered today. I volunteer once a week at my son's school. I'm going to talk about this from now every so often, every Thursday. So look for me to talk about that every Thursday on a podcast, if I do a podcast. And I talked to a young man today. He's a young brother, young, young, not teen, like around my son's 7, so he's around that age. And I told that young man, that little young brother, that he can do anything he wants, anything his heart desires. It's up to him. He said he liked to do art. I told him to start there. Do anything we want. It's limitless when you're righteous. So I'm going to read a page from my book, Unlocking the Vault, that I have been writing along with some of the other things. And we're going to talk about the definition of righteously. I'm going to read the top paragraph of my page. And here we go. The more involved we become with each other righteously and with our youth, the stronger our bond will be. It is very important that we focus on the blessings, on the blissful things of this life. Fuck the media. And I mean that. Fuck the media, especially if it's not good for you and it's messing with your mental. Fuck the media. Use it for good. And master our navigation in life, online, just in general. And we're going to talk about the definition of righteously, or righteousness. I know many know the definition. And, like I always say, look things up yourself. Remember, we're all teachers. So here we go. Acting in accord with divine or moral law. And we talk about principles, not man's law. That's just in the definition. Free from guilt or sin, morally right or justifiable. But be careful of that word, justifiable. And righteous decision arising from an outraged sense of justice. An outraged sense of justice. I like that. Or morality. Genuine excellence. I love that. Let's read it again. Righteously acting in accord with a divine or moral law or principles. Free from guilt or sin. Morally right or justifiable. A righteous decision arising from an outrage sense of justice or morality. Genuine excellence. I love that. And you see, these words, they're powerful. And I like that. Outraged. That's when we have to do something. That's when that spirit, let your spirit be a bully righteously. If your spirit's telling you do something and it's right and it's a benefit to you, your children, your family, etc., go with it. And that divine will be right there with you. You notice it said the divine in that definition. The divine's on, like I said, the divine, that greater creator, the universe, owns all this shit, even us. So we better bow down to that greater higher force, Mother Nature, the universe. And I'm going to read another little part of my book. This is on my page 18. How we view ourselves is how we'll view the world. So be ready for the great blessings we will receive. It's automatic when we are righteous. Automatic. Don't even have to think about it. Just stay within righteousness, even through the mix of bullshit. When something is being negative, person, place, or thing, you do the total opposite. You be powerfully, unstoppable, fearlessly righteous. And nothing, I'm telling you, nothing will be able to fuck with you when you're righteous. It might sting a little bit. That's why I say go back to one of my podcasts. Study our emotions, and we'll be able to deal with anything. You know, might have some effect, but not a whole lot of effect. You'll analyze it, break it down, and you'll send that energy, if it's negative, right back where it came from. And what I say on one podcast, we rebuke any negative energy, whether it's coming from person, place, or thing, out to the universe, because we don't want it to go to our loved ones or back into us or anything else close to us. So we rebuke that negative force. Let it dissipate and disappear out into the universe, and let that higher force take it and deal with it, because there's no gravity in the universe, so there would be nowhere for that negative force to go but to that higher force. So stay righteous, folks, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. I will never steer nobody wrong. Remember, folks, I teach from life experiences and things that I have encountered in my life, and what I've gotten, the gifts and teachings that I have in me, brothers and sisters that I have conversed with right here online, has brought it out of me. Y'all brought out a beast. Y'all don't even know. Y'all have, the brothers and sisters that I have conversed with online has no idea I would say monster, quote unquote. I'm not a monster, but they created a beast, because now I'm fearlessly righteous, and nothing is going to get in my way. And I will take what I've learned from teachers, and I would incorporate it into my lives, and I will help you incorporate it into your lives, whoever listening. Don't look at superficial things. Look at the things I'm teaching. Look at, like other teachers and other like-minded brothers and sisters. Look at our lives. Look at how we're living, and you'll know if we're real or not. And that divine will let you know. Remember, folks, the divine will always expose the fake when you're connected to it. So remember, no worry, no doubt in our system, and especially no stress. And keep on working on that psyche, and you will dodge many negative bullets, I guarantee. So again, when we become righteous, or we're living righteously, and we've been doing it for a long time, and we study it, and we eat, sleep, and breathe righteousness all day, every day, it will become second nature. I guarantee it. And that's my thought. That's my real thought. That's my positive thought. So y'all stay pushing out there. Stay strong. Stop looking at all this crazy shit on this damn media. Everybody stop jumping on this honey that I always talk about. Don't be no bumblebee. Stop going to that honey they throwing out here. Come on, y'all. We are much more powerful than this. We say we have discernment. God dog it, let's use it. And let's band together. Stop letting them divide us. That great divine is ready to take us to places we ain't even scratched the surface how powerful we are. And let's go to that place and maintain it so we can what? Help our youth. So that's my thought. And like I said, I'll be volunteering. I'm fired up. I'm inspired. And I want to breathe nothing but life into those who hear me speak. Brother, sister, family. It's a crazy world out here. So better keep your mental straight so you won't be having nothing to do with it. You be of the world. Fuck the in the world. Be of it. Stay on the outside of the spectrum and check it out. And you will see a lot of things that sometimes we don't pay attention to. Stay focused on the important things. Children, family, ourselves, those we connected to. That's helping us grow. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Keep living righteous. And you will always be second nature. And I give honor to your family, my family, reachers and teachers. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters, all over the world. May you have the ultimate peace wherever you are in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. And have a great, great strong. Okay? 1.